Hey, this is Max at the Guitar Center. We're here at Winter NAMM 2026 in the Yamaha booth, and just when you think you've seen everything NAMM has to offer, here we are interviewing Simon behind this glass with the Yamaha EAD50. Simon, how you doing back there?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Yeah, okay, so EAD50 just won Best in Show for the NAMM show. Simon,
Indeed.
Congratulations to you and the entire Yamaha team.
Thank you very much.
So for folks that might not be familiar with the EAD ecosystem, of course, the EAD10 was the first product that came out back, I think, 2017?
2017, yes.
Yeah, give us a high level of what EAD was designed to offer drummers.
Okay, so we're describing EAD as an audio capture system for drums. We could describe it as a microphone system for drums, but it does so much more than just mics, so we're going to call it an audio capture. So it allows you to take the sound of an acoustic drum kit and do something with it, whether that is put it into a PA, so you can use it for miking, put it into a computer, so for recording, put it into a USB drive if you want to send some recording to somebody who you're working with. It just allows you to take the sound of a drum kit and do something with it.
Okay, so as we said, the EAD10 8 years ago?
Yep, 9 years ago, yes.
9 years ago. How has the development of Yamaha come along these past few years? How does customer feedback inform that? How did we get to EAD50?
Right, so the EAD10 has been Yamaha's biggest electronic drum product ever. And we had so much feedback from it that is what has come up with the EAD50. The main thing being, we want more microphones. We want to have more of everything. We want more mics, more triggers, everything else like that, more sounds. So with the EAD50, you can plug in 5 microphones, whether they're the DSU50, the sensor unit which comes with it, or your own, completely up to you, plus up to 22 triggers, including external ones.
Okay, so quite a bit more flexibility.
Yes.
Okay, so out here, we've got 2 different interfaces I'm looking at. We have the EAD50 module, as well as an app.
We do. That is the EAD50 Touch app, and that allows you to wirelessly connect to the module and control everything on a nice, big, large touch screen. And it comes on Android, iOS, and Mac.
So great for someone at front of house.
That is the thing. I mean, if you're friendly with your front of house guy, then he could have a copy of that, and he could be adjusting your sounds, your samples, anything else you want from the front of house mixing position.
Got it. Okay, so all of that setup aside, can you give us some demos of what you can do with the EAD?
Sure. Okay, so the basic thing is capturing the sound of the kit from the center of the drum kit. So on the bass drum, I've got the sensor unit, which is mounted on the bass drum. That is a stereo mic, and that is capturing the sound of the drum kit. In its most basic position, when you turn it on, it sounds like this. I'm just going to mute our mics. So it's just a nice, simple, clean drum kit sound. That is this drum kit, this recording custom 12, 16, 14-inch snare, Zildjian cymbals, and through the microphones, and then through a little bit of processing on the module, so a little bit of compression, a little bit of reverb.
So that's mounted, in case you can't see, a tough angle right on top of the bass drum there.
Right on top of the bass drum. Yeah. Because it's a central position, it's a really clean sound, and you're not getting room.
Yeah, and you'll be hearing it at home as you listen. I'm hearing it in here. Very, very punchy.
Yeah.
Really tight sound. Mm-hmm. You know, you're not hearing too much snare. You're not hearing too much kick.
Nope.
It's very balanced.
Nicely balanced. But we're drummers. We like to do more than that. So we can just take the effects, maybe make it a little bit bigger, something like this. But of course, you don't have to have the effects. You don't have to have the compression and everything else. If you just want to have something really nice and simple, let me just set that up. There we go. So this is no effects, completely dry. So it just allows you to do stuff with your drum kit sound.
Yeah, and you know, yes, you're behind glass here, so to speak, but this is a very loud room.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on. Anyone that's ever been to NAMM knows how crazy it is in the Yamaha booth, and that's not coming through at all right now.
No, no. So yeah, it captures the kit really nice and cleanly, just with minimum spill.
Nice. Okay, so what else can you do?
Right. So as was requested by EAD10 users, adding more mics, so we can have up to 5 mics. If you want to have a a bass drum mic, a snare drum mic, a hi-hat mic, and a pair of overheads, you can do that all using the same processing that is inside the module. Or you can use a mixture of the DSU50, the microphone unit, which is available separately and can be used as a stereo mic, and any other mics you want. So it's down to you. It depends. It does depend on what sort of is the final sound you want. Nice. So you can take that sound, you can process it in any way you want, using lots of different effects. You can use this for triggering backing tracks. You've got multiple outputs. You can go into your computer as a multi-track audio. It just depends.
Nice. Okay. Could you give us something maybe a little more extreme? Maybe not a hall or a room reverb, but really. What
about some gated reverb type, really aggressive sort of thing? Would that do?
That'd be great.
Okay, let's do that then. So here we go.
That's a very specific sound.
That is a very specific sound.
And I think, immediately as soon as you hear that, in addition to recalling a very specific era, what strikes me is this offers drummers the ability to have flexibility that they would have in, say, an E-kit.
Yeah.
But with an acoustic kit.
And this is the thing I have explained to people lots today, because they hear it and they associate that sound with it being an electronic kit. But this is not an electronic kit. You are hearing the acoustic drum kit through the microphones and then through serious studio quality effects.
So not exactly a hybrid system per se, but it's very, very flexible.
It is very, very flexible. But of course, you don't have to have that weird and wacky stuff. Yeah. You can just, tweak, have a little bit of EQ on your sound of the kit, make the cymbals nice and bright. It just depends on what sort of music you're playing.
Absolutely. So if you were left to your own devices, judgment-free zone, what would you pull up here?
Oh, that's a very good question. Let me have a look. I would probably I'm a child of 80s, 90s, stuff like that. So sort of dance music and sort of lots of filtering and stuff like that. I would probably do something like this. If you just give me a second. That whole filter thing, I love that. And being able to do that in real time on a drum kit is just like, that's great.
Brings the power back to the drummer, not everyone else.
Exactly. If people have used the EAD10, this is just a completely different level above. The processing power in this is just ridiculous. It is like having a DAW next door to you in a box. Okay. But it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to touch this on a gig. You could just have it set up, use one patch, and that's it. It can be as easy or as complicated as you need.
All right, so now let's hear a multi-mic setup, if you would.
Okay, so I'm in a little room here. I haven't got space for overheads, but what I can do is I can show you what it would be like with a second stereo mic. So I've got what we're calling a shoulder mic here, which is another DSU50, and that is mounted shoulder height, facing into the drum kit. This is going to pick up more of the cymbals, a little bit less of the drums. The one on the bass drum is going to pick up more of the drums, slightly less of the cymbals. So I can unmute this and you'll hear the difference instantly, what happens. So something like this. So it makes a big difference just by adding another microphone. That could be overheads, that could be a separate bass drum, separate hi-hat, snare drum mic, whatever you want. You can just capture the sound that is closely defines your drum kit sound.
Yeah. Very, very flexible.
Very flexible.
The reverb sounded fantastic on that.
Yeah.
Gave it a nice little sizzle to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Simon, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. You're a very patient guy behind all this all day. So if you want to learn more about the new Yamaha EAD50, head to guitarcenter.com. Just one best in show. And for all the latest news from NAMM, stay tuned to our YouTube channel.